Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
An enclosed space. The trapped miners found a pocket of air. Take unlawfully. Anatomy. Sac-like structure in any of various animals, as a marsupial or gopher or pelican. A local region of low pressure or descending air that causes a plane to lose height suddenly. A hollow concave shape made by removing something. An opening at the corner or on the side of a billiard table into which billiard balls are struck. A small isolated group of people. They were concentrated in pockets inside the city. A small pouch inside a garment for carrying small articles. A supply of money. They dipped into the taxpayers' pockets. Bowling. The space between the headpin and the pins behind it on the right or left. The ball hit the pocket and gave him a perfect strike. Put in one's pocket. He pocketed the change. Swell or protrude outwards. An enclosed space. Anatomy. Sac-like structure in any of various animals, as a marsupial or gopher or pelican. A small or medium-sized container for holding or carrying things. Put into a small bag. Send by special mail that goes through diplomatic channels. An enclosed space. A member of the Algonquian people formerly living in Wisconsin in the Fox River Valley and on the shores of Green Bay. A case or sheath, especially a pollen sac or moss capsule. A structure resembling a bag in an animal. An enclosed space. A bag made of paper or plastic for holding customers' purchases. Make as a net profit. The termination of someone's employment, leaving them free to depart. Plunder, a town, after capture. The barbarians sacked Rome. Terminate the employment of. Discharge from an office or position. A hanging bed of canvas or rope netting, usually suspended between two trees, swings easily. A loose-fitting dress hanging straight from the shoulders without a waist. The quantity contained in a sack. A woman's full loose hip-length jacket. Any of various light dry strong white wine from Spain and Canary Islands, including sherry. Put in a sack. The grocer sacked the onions. The plundering of a place by an army or mob usually involves destruction and slaughter. The sack of Rome. An activity that you like or at which you are superior. His bag now is learning to play golf. A portable rectangular container for carrying clothes. He carried his small bag onto the plane with him. Take unlawfully. A place that the runner must touch before scoring. He scrambled to get back to the bag. A container used for carrying money and small personal items or accessories, especially by women. She reached into her bag and found a comb. Bulge out. Form a bulge outward, or be so full as to appear to bulge. The quantity that a bag will hold. He ate a large bag of popcorn. Mammary gland of bovids, cows and sheep and goats. An ugly or ill-tempered woman. He was romancing the old bag for her money. A flexible container with a single opening. He stuffed his laundry into a large bag. Capture or kill, as in hunting. Bag a few pheasants. Hang loosely, like an empty bag. Put into a bag. The supermarket clerk bagged the groceries. The quantity of game taken in a particular period, usually by one person. His bag included 2 deer. A local region of low pressure or descending air that causes a plane to lose height suddenly. A hole that allows the passage of air. A local region of low pressure or descending air that causes a plane to lose height suddenly. Street names for gamma hydroxybutyrate. A hollow concave shape made by removing something. The quantity a scoop will hold. Take out or up with or as if with a scoop. Scoop the sugar out of the container. The shovel or bucket of a dredge or backhoe. Get the better of. A news report that is reported first by one news organization. He got a scoop on the bribery of city officials. A large ladle. He used a scoop to serve the ice cream. Space that is surrounded by something. A sizable hole, usually in the ground. Soft decayed area in a tooth. Progressive decay can lead to the death of a tooth. Anatomy. A natural hollow or sinus within the body. Space that is surrounded by something. Move stealthily. Take without the owner's consent. An advantageous purchase. A stolen base. An instance in which a base runner advances safely during the delivery of a pitch, without the help of a hit or walk or passed ball or wild pitch. Steal a base. Deprive somebody of something by deceit. Remove by pulling or ripping violently and forcefully. Take without the owner's consent. A dissolute man in fashionable society. An opening made forcibly as by pulling apart. There was a rip in his pants. Take without the owner's consent. A stretch of turbulent water in a river or the sea caused by one current flowing into or across another current. The act of rending or ripping or splitting something. He gave the envelope a vigorous rip. Tear or be torn violently. The curtain ripped from top to bottom. Criticize or abuse strongly and violently. The candidate ripped into his opponent mercilessly. Cut, wood, along the grain. Move precipitously or violently. The tornado ripped along the coast. A physical phenomenon associated with the atmosphere. A shape that curves or bends inward. The property possessed by a concave shape. A shape that curves or bends inward. A shape that curves or bends inward. The action of creating a curved shape. A shape that curves or bends inward. An act of delaying or interrupting the continuity. There was a gap in his account. An open or empty space in or between things. The explosion made a gap in the wall. A narrow opening. A conspicuous disparity or difference as between two figures. Gap between income and outgo. A pass between mountain peaks. Make an opening or gap in. A difference, especially an unfortunate difference, between two opinions or two views or two situations. An open or empty space in or between things. There was a small opening between the trees. A recognized sequence of moves at the beginning of a game of chess. He memorized all the important chess openings. An aperture or hole that opens into a bodily cavity. A possible alternative. An entrance equipped with a hatch, especially a passageway between decks of a ship. The first of a series of actions. The first performance, as of a theatrical production. The opening received good critical reviews. A ceremony accompanying the start of some enterprise. A vacant or unobstructed space that is man-made. They left a small opening for the cat at the bottom of the door. Becoming open or being made open. The opening of his arms was the sign I was waiting for. First or beginning. The memorable opening bars of Beethoven's Fifth. Opportunity, especially for employment or promotion. There is an opening in the sales department. The act of opening something. The ray of light revealed his cautious opening of the door. The initial part of the introduction. The opening established the basic theme. The common people generally. Power to the people. The body of citizens of a state or country. The Spanish people. Fill with people. Stalin wanted to people the empty steppes. Furnish with people. Members of a family line. His people have been farmers for generations. Plural. Any group of human beings, men or women or children, collectively. Old people. Assets in the form of money. 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 Printing. A block of type without a raised letter, used for spacing between words or sentences. The unlimited expanse in which everything is located. They tested his ability to locate objects in space. The interval between two times. It all happened in the space of 10 minutes. Any location outside the Earth's atmosphere. The astronauts walked in outer space without a tether. A blank character used to separate successive words in writing or printing. He said the space is the most important character in the alphabet. A blank area. Write your name in the space provided. An area reserved for some particular purpose. The laboratory's floor space. An empty area, usually bounded in some way between things. The architect left space in front of the building. One of the areas between or below or above the lines of a musical staff. The spaces are the notes FACE. Place at intervals. The income or profit arising from such transactions as the sale of land or other property. Be capable of holding or containing. This box won't take all the items. Remove something concrete, as by lifting, pushing, or taking off, or remove something abstract. Take the gun from your pocket. Serve oneself to, or consume regularly. I don't take sugar in my coffee. Make a film or photograph of something. Take a scene. Be designed to hold or take. This surface will not take the dye. Require time or space. Take somebody somewhere. Can you take me to the main entrance? Have sex with. Archaic use. He had taken this woman when she was most vulnerable. Have with oneself. Have on one's person. She always takes an umbrella. Receive or obtain regularly. We take the Times every day. Admit into a group or community. Head into a specified direction. Pick out, select, or choose from a number of alternatives. Take into consideration for exemplifying purposes. Assume, as of positions or roles. Interpret something in a certain way. Convey a particular meaning or impression. How should I take this message? Lay claim to, as of an idea. Accept or undergo, often unwillingly. Make use of or accept for some purpose. Take a risk. Take something or somebody with oneself somewhere. Engage for service under a term of contract. Shall we take a guide in Rome? Be stricken by an illness, fall victim to an illness. Take on a certain form, attribute, or aspect. Take as an undesirable consequence of some event or state of affairs. Get into one's hands, take physically. Can you take this bag, please? Require as useful, just, or proper. It takes nerve to do what she did. Occupy or take on. Receive willingly something given or offered. Be a student of a certain subject. Proceed along in a vehicle. Point or cause to go, blows, weapons, or objects such as photographic equipment, towards. Ascertain or determine by measuring, computing or take a reading from a dial. Take a pulse. Be seized or affected in a specified way. Take sick. Buy, select. I'll take a pound of that sausage. Carry out. Take action. Experience or feel or submit to. Obtain by winning. Winner takes all. Take by force. Take into one's possession. I'll take 3 salmon steaks. The act of photographing a scene or part of a scene without interruption. Travel or go by means of a certain kind of transportation, or a certain route. He takes the bus to work. A pouch projecting from the top front of each atrium of the heart. A small conical pouch projecting from the upper anterior part of each atrium of the heart. The externally visible cartilaginous structure of the external ear. A small conical pouch projecting from the upper anterior part of each atrium of the heart.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.